New details today about a shooting involving two Pasadena police officers.
It happened in a police parking garage last year, but we're only now seeing the video of the incident. Mark Cotorolas joins us now with that and what.
Hey everyone, welcome to another channel night with Chief Arthur Review. This is a good one, okay? Had to jump on here, wasn't sure if I was going to. You got to hear this one. I'm sure many of you, if you've been paying any attention over the last day or so, have probably heard this one, but there's a few updates on here. And there's some things on here where they try to look like they're showing us everything, but I got news for you. They aren't, okay? So anyway, first, I'd love for you guys to like, share, subscribe. I only have a few hundred, subscribers. We need to get it going. We need to do so we can go after bad cops. Keep going, okay? I gave you a good cop one the other night, Omaha, Nebraska. Do you guys like that one? Saved a 4-year-old, okay? Burning fire, building, and so forth, explosion. 2 heroes right there. Love those ones. Now, let's flip to this one, okay? And I got news for you. They're showing it. Don't you love it? Well, I'll just wait and let you see it.
We've learned about the officer who fired his weapon, Mark.
Yeah, David and Giovanna, I spoke to the Pasadena Police Chief Gene Harris this afternoon. He confirmed the officer who accidentally shot his fellow officer did in fact lose his job over this. The video from September incident just released. It is shocking. This all happened, as you mentioned, in the police department's parking garage. A patrol vehicle pulls up behind two officers standing by another patrol car. One of those officers drew his gun, pointed it at the officer in the approaching patrol vehicle. You saw there, the Pasadena police chief says the officer in the driver.
Stop. Okay, we can't let that go too far past. Lots of stuff happening here, folks. You've probably seen this already. Okay, you can go back and watch it 42 ways after that. I got to tell you something here. First of all, we got to slow it down because the chief's coming out, right away, right? I mean, we're in June. Oh, wait a second. It happened last September. September of 25? So almost a year, Chief. What's the deal? And he's trying to act all transparent. We're gonna see him talking about it, and he's gonna have this all dignified, we want to hold them accountable, blah, 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 or whatever. It's just sickening because the people in Pasadena and stuff, I mean, come on. We're hearing about across the country. This is a pretty significant thing. And I guarantee you that if you or I or someone else, kind of those rules for thee but not for me, sick, okay? This is a serious deal. This hit in the shoulder area, okay? How far from right here? Not very. And I saw a newscast the other day where they said, the female that was reporting on it said, well, what about charges, Chief? Because the chief is trying to throw you some distraction stuff here, okay? Instead of being articulate and just coming out with it from the very beginning back in September and saying, folks, you're going to hear about it around Pasadena and across the country or whatever. I want to let you know prior to 9 months later, 10 months later, that should infuriate that city. It did me when I heard that because a little bit more trickles out and stuff. If you're going to do it, let it out then or don't let it out. And I imagine it probably kind of snuck out there, so he had to come forward now. Unreal. So what happened? They pull into the parking garage. This is where, depending on the size police department and so forth, and when I was in Kansas City and so forth, we have underground parking, we have other type of parking and so forth. So that's what they're doing. And thank goodness this isn't civilian parking in with them, I don't think. Anyway, you saw it. The guy pulls up, or the officer pulls up, and there's shift change here, right? And the other officer thought it'd be funny, and I have never seen, I'm going to tell you, in 35 years I've been doing this, major metropolitan PD, 20 years as chief of police, I've had accidental discharges from officers, okay, that we've dealt with that day and that time. But this one, they must have just went, oh, let's just keep this hush-hush. Nobody's going to find out that one of our officers actually shot an officer. I mean, we have accidental discharges, folks. I've seen them throughout my career. We've investigated them throughout my career. I've had them with AR-15 rifles, had them with shotguns, and had them with handguns, okay? But I have never, ever had it where they shot another officer, okay? That thing could have been absolutely a fatality. So guess what? The chief wants you to think something here, folks. The chief wants you to think that he's handled it right there and he's taken care of it. And what they did, because I was wondering, are they going to terminate an officer? Oh yeah, they did. The one that fired the shot. But let me back this up to you. That sounds kind of great, right? Right away. Oh yeah, they got the guy that shot the gun. But what about the guy that drew down on him in the beginning? This officer pulling up didn't draw down from what we've heard. It's the officer in front of us that's pulling his handgun out like this. And only but for the grace of God that he didn't shoot a round off into that officer, okay? But he pulls it out, draws down, and then he holsters. And then the other guy decides, oh, since he did it to me, I'm going to do it, because that's really intelligent, okay? And they all know that they're shooting, that they're drawing with live rounds. We keep our handguns loaded all the time, okay? Unless you're at the range and you're down someplace else away from it and so forth. But then he's shooting. So the guy that draws second, just because his went off accidentally and he shoots him, yes, he should be terminated, absolutely. But what about the first one that draws down? You point a handgun at someone else, I don't care if you're having fun, funny, negligence and stuff there, fire both of them. That first one especially. And that really pissed me off, because, and it should you guys, because he's trying to throw us this little, yeah, I took care of the problem stuff. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And who knows? Who knows who's going to get their jobs back or something by now? I don't even know if it's a final deal through arbitration, whatever. They'll probably grieve it and get back, maybe go on vacation for a while. But the bottom line is, there's a lot more to this that we need to know. We need to know how that investigation was handled. And, oh, he says the criminal one is still ongoing and stuff, 9 months longer. It's just a smoke screen now. And the chief, if he was one during the time, and even right now, handled horribly, horribly. And I don't care if there's cops out there who disagree and stuff and say, oh, he took care of the problem, did that one. No. Guess what? If you or I had been pulling our handgun out and doing something like that at our backyard or over here like that, we would have been jailed, and we probably would be doing several years, no matter if it hits somebody or not, okay? But if it hits somebody, we'd absolutely be going to prison. Don't even think that you wouldn't. So guess what? This officer, oh, he gets fired, he loses his job, that's a big deal and stuff. But the one that pulls the gun, he's not going to be terminated just because he kept his finger off the trigger. Good for you, officer. Great job. This shit is just, it's mind-blowing. And they think they've done a good job. The chief's like, look it. And I bet you money he just had to show it. Sorry, I'm a little worked up about this one, because it sounds really funny on the surface when you first hear it, and you go, oh my goodness. But even the newscasters on the other one that I watched had the brains to go, well, what about charges, chief? Oh, well, we're still looking into that part and stuff. Bullshit. The only reason he got, I would love to know when the termination happened. I'm going to probably put in for a Freedom of Information. I'm sure that's getting rained down on for that. And they can just let me know exactly all those dates and so forth. This is ridiculous. And if you treat a citizen like that, anybody else like that, they all need to be the same. This is just getting to be way too much. And 9 months later, chief, give me a break. You folks should let that be known to the chief, that maybe we should know about it in the first weeks. And I'm telling you, not because I was a great chief or something, but this shit would have never sat still with me. We would have come out, we would have told, we would have been transparent and accountable, period, okay? I had to arrest my assistant chief, I've told you guys before, for embezzlement, came out right away. I told him right away, here's the deal, okay? You let your community know, you let the nation know, and you don't hide it for 9 months. That's bullshit. And I don't care if you're saying it's a criminal investigation or whatever you're going to hide behind. No. Administrative part here, you could have let people know. And fired one, why don't you fire them both? And there's probably more that need to be as well. So anyway, I'm going to let you finish, but it's just disgusting.
Seat did the same thing, but the gun he was holding actually fired. The bullet went through the windshield and hit the standing officer in the shoulder. The other officers you see, including what appears to be the officer who shot him, all rushing to his aid.
Horseplay and/or failure to adhere to safety rules and standards of professional conduct will not be tolerated.
Oh, will not be tolerated 9 months later.
Is not consistent with the expectations and service commitments of this department.
You're ridiculous, and you need to
appropriate
resign.
actions will be taken to ensure our culture
when?
reflects appropriate
9 months
conduct,
later, you finally did something.
in service to this community.
What about you? You stand at the top,
The officer
chief.
who was shot has recovered. I was told today that he is still employed with the department. Whether or not he'll receive additional disciplinary action is
additional
unclear.
discipline? He didn't get any
the officer
discipline
who
from what we
shot
heard.
him was Officer Roy Alatorre. Again, the chief confirming he's been fired. Under California law, since this was classified as an officer-involved shooting, the video had to be released. Although the administrative investigation is now complete, the chief says that the criminal investigation and the force review still pending. Live here in studio, Mark Cotteroble.
Hey guys, let me tell you something, by the way. Remember, I've kind of started to educate people, and you probably already knew this, but when you have that type of investigation, that's obviously going to be a criminal one and going to be an administrative one, you bifurcate them, okay? They go out to separate places. The criminal one outside, the administrative one inside, okay? You don't do the administrative one first normally, okay? Because people have rights that they get to, remain silent, all those things we got to recognize, and we don't want to screw up anything later on. But for him to say that the criminal investigation is still ongoing 9 months later on something that wasn't even, it wasn't like it was a homicide kind of thing, but it was a shooting like that. But yet he's taking care of the administrator. You don't do him that order. You just don't, okay? And so what I think he's doing is he's scrambling because people are starting to say, well, what about the criminal charges? What about the criminal charges? Anybody else would have been charged with it. So now he's going, oh yeah, but the criminal's not done, because we can always claim that part forever until you guys all forget or until he retires, right? He had enough lines on his sleeve and stuff here that he probably would. And I'd suggest it, Chief, because this whole thing smells like shit, okay? Thanks for being so transparent 9 months later. And I'm glad you fired the guy that actually had the finger on the trigger. But how about that guy that drew down on him, Chief? Come on, tell us about that one. Horrible. And we expect and deserve better. And certainly the people of Pasadena do. Anyway, thanks, folks. Stay safe, and I will see you probably tomorrow night.